Rondo, a drop doesn't matter. But yeah, in Erangel and Miramar, we have a drop clash.
So, in terms of the group overall, you think you're going to be able to advance? What's your prospects here for PMWC? Where do you think is realistic for Godlike?
I'll be very honest. As I said, God's plan. But yeah, we'll just go with the flow. Hopefully, we make it to the finals, to the group stage. But we don't know what's gonna come. What could be the outcome?
Yeah.
So yep. Hopefully, through group stage.
All right. Any final words before we let you go?
This guys just keep supporting us, and we'll keep delivering. And of course, it's our first time at the global stage, and we'll try our best. We'll just play our natural game, and hopefully, we secure the thing which we have come for. So yep, that's it.
Thank you very much, S Power. Pleasure to talk to you. Good luck.
Pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
Bye bye. Hi, Colaris here at PMWC, and we have got T Amber as well as the MVP from PMMI. It's QZZ here. Excited to talk to him about coming into PMWC. So our first question is, regionally, you perform very consistently. So coming into the group here, into Group B, what's your thoughts about the group, and are there any teams you're concerned about?
那你们在你们区域赛上表现得非常稳定，然后来到这次的比赛，你们的对就 B 组的分组感觉怎么样？有没有哪一支战队你们特别需要戒备的吗？
其实我觉得我们的分组还算比较好的，因为我觉得更强的队伍可能很多在 A 组，然后但是其实还是有一些不好的地方，是因为我们有很多跳点冲突。就我们龙都地图、海岛地图、沙漠地图都是有冲突的，所以这可能是唯一就是琢磨不定的地方吧。
Well, to be honest, I think we were pretty happy about our Group B because I think like more advanced teams, I think better teams are in the Group A. However, that being said, there are some not very good points as well for us. For example, like for Erangel or Miramar or even Rondo, there are some points that could be difficult for us as well. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, some tough teams in some of those drop spots. So let's kind of talk about you at PMMI. Obviously, you guys third place, and you were the MVP, of course. So, do you think that you're going to be able to do a similar performance here at PMWC? What do you think about your performance? Do you think you can take it all?
当然，你们在 PMMI 澳门邀请赛表现得非常惊艳，你们拿下。
သူအားပေးမယ်မင်္ဂလာပါတဲ့မင်္ဂလာပါခင်ဗျာမင်္ဂလာပါအဲ့တရှင်းနေရကျွန်တော်ဆောက်ရမ်းဟိုဟဲ့နော်တရှင်းနေရကျွန်တော်ဆောက်ရမ်းဘယ်လိုမလဲဆောက်ရမ်းကော်ပီရိုက်မိရချက်ချင်းကျွန်တော်ဟိုလောက်ထားကြနော်ချက်ချင်းချက်ချတာတော့ဖို့တော့ကောင်းလာရေးအောင်ငါလုံးမှာဟာကဲမင်္ဂလာပါအားလုံးပဲဒီဘုကပေါ်လာလေးတယ်မင်္ဂလာပါခင်ဗျာအားလုံးပဲเนาะတူတူအားပေးကြမယ်တူတူအားပေးကြမယ်နော်အဲ့တူတူအားပေးကြမယ်အားလုံးပဲဒီတော့ like ကိုတော့ကြည့်လိုက်အောင်မလား Hello နားလေးเนาะကျွန်တော်တို့တည့်ရတိုင်းကော်ပီရက်ကစောက်ရမ်းမိတယ်လားကော်ပီရက်ကစောက်ရမ်းမိတယ်မျိုးပေါ့ငါတို့လွှင့်ရအကြည့်မလို့ရှားပါတော့ကဲဒီနေ့တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ 1G သင်းပါလာမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်အဲ့ဒါကမ်ဖက်
My name in the lights.
ချင်းအောင်မထည့်ဘူးကြောက်နေ
Kalaris. Hey, Kalaris. Hey, don't
နောက်တ
worry
ချင်းအောင်မ
about
ထည့်
the
တော့
key.
ကြောက်နေ
Actually,
လိုက်
if your team qualifies to compete at the Esports World Cup, you get presented with a key, right?
copyright ကမင်း
See, we
မလာ
don't
သေး
get
ဘူးစ
that,
အ
do
တန်း
we?
ပြီး
No, we
So I
don't.
made you this.
This
ကဲမင်္ဂလာပါ
is the key.
Yes, it is. It's essentially it's a picture of you, and I turned it into a playing card.
This is
ငါပုံ
me.
နဲ့တီးလိုက်မလား
It is you. Look at these.
But yours is way cooler than mine.
Dude, all I did was upload a picture of you, and that's exactly what you look like.
Doesn't look anything like me.
အာစင်ရော
Whatever.
ပုံနဲ့တီးလိုက်မယ်
Let's talk
Think
about the
you
team,
are, you know?
right? We've got Rondo for PMWC. I'm excited.
ကဲတာယို PNWC
And we didn't have it last year, so I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, very excited. $3 million.
Okay, va.
Galacticos, the defending champions, are going to be here defending their title on the Gadia City grid. It's going to be epic. You know what, mate? You can keep that. Put it next to your bedside table or something. Have fun.
Wait, come back.
bro ခိုင်ထူးမင်္ဂလာပါ ပြန်ဝဲအားပြီးနေမှာလုံးမလုပ်တာတော့ငါဘယ်လိုရောခဏလေးတော့တက်တွဲနေပဲနော်တက်တော့ပြုံးမယ်
I just need some coffee and a croissant, and I'll be set in Paris. As yesterday we saw Group A conclude, we saw 5 teams that are going to be going to the finals, and 3 teams ended up getting eliminated. We also have half of the teams that are going to be in survival. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the PMWC at EWC 26. My name is the 7WG, and for everybody currently watching, don't forget to use your social media. And if you are using your social media, use those hashtags EWC and hashtag EWC26. And while you're at it, check out the EWC Play app and do your predictions, because some predictions have been right. But Max, sadly,
ကဲတူတူအားပေးမယ်တာရနော်တူတူအားပေး
have been wrong.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've done no predictions this year so far. Lies. But no, unfortunately, I only got one correct prediction, which is Team Flash. No, they did really well going into Group A, so I was very happy about it. But what a surprise. For Group of Death, a lot of underdog teams actually did rise up to the occasion and actually secure their final spot very early on. And especially, again, an Indian team made it, which is always super hype, and congrats to them.
Yeah, you say Group of Death. We might be talking about that a little bit later, because I think this might be the Group of Death. After Group A, how are you feeling, Nipsera?
Very excited for Group B, because Group A, like I said, again, we've had some discussion about this. They say Group A was Group of Death. I think it's pretty even, to be honest. I think you've got some massive contenders in both groups. So Group A being as hype as it was, I am definitely looking to Group B to be looking at some more hype action coming over the next 2 days.
Yeah, we'll definitely be looking at a lot of hype action. But there you go. We have the qualified teams that are going to be continuing on here at PMWC at EWC 26. 4 Thrives. They didn't fully dominate, Max, but they did just so consistent. They were doing everything so well that even IQ was like, we still need to improve.
Yeah,
တူတူအားပေးကြမယ်တာရနော်
still dominated their respective
အဲ့ကြောင့်ဖေး
groups.
မှုမှာတော့
They were
ကြည့်
able to
ချက်
work on what they did wrong in their previous stage and actually try and qualify and do better into the finals itself. Just like we saw Horror, right, back in PMJ Season 1, dominated their respective group. In the finals, was a little bit shaky, right? So I would like to see, hopefully, more presence in terms of chicken dinners, Nipsera. If we do actually see wins, because we do have to keep in mind, we do have the Smash ruling next weekend, that is something they need to heavily focus on.
Absolutely. I said
Oh, yeah,
it's definitely
shady.
something we need to really think about is, yes, they can dominate, and it's always fun to see, right, a team that can dominate and come in first or second without any wins whatsoever. But with that Smash ruling, we are going to be looking at, do they have that win potential when the going gets tough? That's going to be a massive factor at this year's PMWC.
It will be a massive factor. Who's going to be able to win it? And will they be winning it via Smash Rule or not? So far, honestly, I'm hoping that it ends up happening here at PMWC at EWC 26. But something that we were not expecting yesterday was a funny moment for Aurora, because during Rondo, Max, there was a moment where, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Seoul. He ended up calling your favorite stuff, players, in the cover. And this ended up happening right here, where he ended up getting just absolutely splat down by it.
Oh, hey, you know what? That's a good helmet. That's a good advertisement you could put there. But yeah, unfortunately, the cover flare is a little bit random where it's going to be falling. And normally, you want to communicate, guys, steer clear. The cover flare is coming down. I guess he didn't say that at that moment, so that was quite unfortunate. And they did get knocked, but I believe they got back afterwards. But cover flares, they could be your friends or your enemy. Be careful.
Yeah, if you were ever wondering if it can knock you, yes, it can knock you. Yes, we have full proof up there. But let's just remind everybody about the prize pool, because there's so much money on the line here. We got a prize pool of $3 million, 1.7 for the finals, 152,000 for survival, and 1.14 million for group stages. I mean, yesterday we saw with 4 tribes being able to get that first place. They ended up with something along the lines of like $70,000, $72,000.
That's over 8 games for 8 games. No, for 12 games. Thank you. I can't do math. We know this. It's fine. It's fine. But no, that is a pretty insane number of stats coming on through. They're very excited to see who's going to be taking that first place home for Group B tomorrow, basically.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, for Group A, if for some reason you did end up missing it, don't worry. We got you covered with the STC Rewind.
Jackie Powers here, joined by John Allen, live for the STC Rewind. Well, we're going to be talking PUBG Mobile, John. Run that right back.
Absolutely. We had a lot of action unfold for Group A over the last 2 days. Yesterday was the final day of their group stage, and a lot took place. 3 really important chicken dinners. The other one's also pretty important, as well as some performances mixed in, but I want to highlight OG at the start of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Doing a lot, doing the business, continuing their momentum from the end of day before to be able to find another chicken dinner in a technical back-to-back to open the day on Rondo. 11 eliminations. That really bolstered their scoreline and helped them and on the performance that they were able to find. RRQ and Alola as well, with some really crucially timed chicken dinners at match 3 and match 5 to be able to see themselves away from that elimination bracket, making themselves a little bit more secure in their footing.
Yeah, it was a sick start to the day. Like John said, being able to connect that back-to-back gave them a lot of energy that kept them in a great spot for the overall runnings, because as much as the individual twists...
有班呢，阿鲁嘛好等一会儿少元素。拉班你的晓你咩？你讲你巴丹巴路老几班了？我班呢你瓜等个几多嘞？巴毛路咩了？班哪也晓你路毛？那巴毛路咩？但我睇路咩了？班哪也没路班老几喏？老几没路班？老几没路班呢？老几？
Undertalk Gaming,
老几没路班？
Gaming Stars, all
Yeah.
3 teams.
Oh.
These iterated.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Is you either dominate and you're able to live your movie on the stage.
အဲ့ဒါတို့လို့မရတော့ဘူးဒါငါလူကဲတို့ Day1 လေးမှာကျွန်တော်တို့ဒါကျွန်တော် YG group B မှာပါလာမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်
on stage effectively gloating, having their showmanship moments with Barney that they well and truly earned.
Yeah, absolutely. 4 Thrives at the top of the pack. A clear winner in my eyes. Great to see them coming off of the PMGO title as well, to be able to bring that.
အားလုံးပဲကျွန်တော်စင်ကြီးရှက်ပြီးတော့ပုံလို့ချင်ပါလေဒီနေ့နော်
Sometimes you don't see that, so fantastic stuff from them. Orangutan joined them in 2nd place. You've got Aurora, Team Flash, and Enigma Galaxy all in those top 5 direct qualification spots, so they are going to be chuffed to bits, Jackie.
Oh yeah, they were. And if you missed that as well, it was a double peak finish on Miramar, where Lord from Enigma Galaxy, I think, got like 8 elims on his own, to the point where he was just living there sweating bullets with limited ammunition to do anything. That gave points. We saw some close runnings, going down to a bit of a nail biter in our final game, John.
Yeah, Ulf were able to take that chicken dinner, but they were just shy of Enigma Galaxy's scoreline, meaning that they weren't quite able to join that top 5, and that was a little bit of an upset, I have to say. I mean, Ulf, a lot of teams, a lot of players, a lot of viewers will have expected them to be joining that top 5 podium finish, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately, and Ulf will have to go to the survival stage along with so many of our other teams.
So let's find out how today's going to go live on the show.
Hey, oh, whoa, Max.
Hey, no, I do not want to talk to you, Kalara. Since last
Danny,
year, you
Danny,
were
Danny,
horrible to
Danny
me.
ပါဆောက်ရမ်းဘန်းနာမ
I'm
ဖြစ်တော့
horrible to you. You're my favorite friend.
Favorite
ဒီ
friend?
မင်းမနောက်ကြနေတိုင်းမှာ
Okay,
အာ
yeah,
လူ
sure.
Oh, look, okay. I understand that I made you predict last year when I was the desk host. However, I'm going to make it up to you. I've got you a gift.
A gift from you?
It's all the pictures of all the good times that we've had together throughout the years.
That was the first time we met. That was,
Oh,
that,
Zagato
that was
one,
actually
yeah.
a really fun time. I was a big fan of yours back then.
Zagato one, yeah.
Mate, not anymore, but...
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I remember this moment. That's my first handshake with Hyunbin.
Yeah.
How did you know I liked him back then? That was ages ago.
Yeah, he's a god. He's a god.
Yeah, he's really good. When I was in a desert with Blank, also classic. That was a good time.
It was a beautiful moment. I wanted to capture it for you.
Yeah. Oh, the first time I ever cursed a team. I'm lucky I'm not doing that anymore. I stopped predictions.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you know what? But thank you so much. This is literally the best gift.
ပွဲစားမှာကျွန်တော်တို့အတန်ဖွင့်ပြီပဲเนาะဘို့ဆိုရင်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဟိုဟစ်မှာကြောက်လို့ဆောက်ရမ်းမိမှာကော်ပီရိုက်တယ်မျိုး
That's so nice. I love the... Wait.
တန်တူလို့လိုက်မလားဘာလို့နေတိုင်းပိတ်ပြီးနေတာဟာတာကြီး
Alpha 7. Wait, Maxman's official predictions? What? Kalaris, get
Okay, let's go အချိန်မကြည့်သေးလားပွဲစားကဲလာပြီဟာအာဒီဦးဟေးအောင်လောက်ကြပါဦး
to actually do those predictions. I'm joined by none other than Hot Jukes. What up, baby? How you doing?
What's up, big dog? Excited to be here. We're on the rooftop. This view is insane.
Okay, wait. I can't find him. He's got little legs, but he's really fast.
It's okay. I know you were running, so if you need to...
ကိုရဲတယ်မင်္ဂလာပါအားလုံးမင်္ဂလာပါကဲပိုင်ကြီးမင်္ဂလာပါခင်ဗျာဘူပိုင်ကြီးမင်္ဂလာပါဘူပိုင်ကြီးမင်္ဂလာပါဒီမှာ support ရတယ်နည်းနည်းကြည့်ပြီး okay ရာ
We have some champions. We actually have the defending
ဒီပေးမှာဗောတကယ်ချင်း
Young Galacticos. We have some other surprises too for this squads. One thing that I actually want to see, Maxman, is I want to see a little bit more aggression that we didn't get a chance to see out of Group A. I think we're gonna maybe have a team that's gonna end up dominating here.
Yeah, it feels like it. I mean, I
Okay,
thought going into this tournament, the Group B was very homogenous, which in
Gee,
itself
man,
makes
gee,
it
man,
a
yeah.
group of death because it's going to be very hard to qualify. A lot of the favorites here might still struggle to make and reach the finals, but aggression is going to be of the hour, of the essence for these guys, especially with the first map of the day going to be good old Rondo.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's so wild that we saw Group A. It was the group of death, right? But
မင်းအဲ့ဒီကောက်ကစားဖို့လို့မရဘူးလीမနောက်နေလေပိုင်ကြီးအဲ့ဒီတော့ကောက်ကဘန်းသွားပြီလीမရလို့ငါဒီဘက်မှာပို့နေတာဗောငါကောင်ကြီးဘန်းသွားပြီမရှိတော့ဘူးအဲ့ကောင်အဲ့ကောင်ဘန်းသွားပြီလीဘယ်လိုစားသွားရည်နေ
Yangon to do exactly what they were able to do last year when they ended up winning. Right?
တိတ်ကြတယ်အကြီးဗောတိတ်ကြတယ်နဲ့ဟောင်းပွဲရမစားဘူးကြားလိုက်ရပါ
The group of death, Max. Because with this one, I know you were saying that Group A was the group of death, but I feel like Group B, we might be getting that aggression from everybody that we didn't get a chance to see before.
I think it's the group of life. I think they all want to survive here. No, that was that cheesy maybe a little bit.
ကဲ share လို့ရရင် share ပြီးတော့ပါအောင်ဒါကြီးတို့ကြီးလောက်ပါအောင်ကျွန်တော် YG တင်းကို true အားပေးမယ်နော် day 1ရဲ့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒါ group B YG တင်းပေါ့နော်ဒီနေ့ကျွန်တော် true အားပေးမယ်ဒါကြီးတို့လားကဲအသင်းကြီးကျွန်တော်အားပေး YG အားပေးနေတဲ့ညီကိုကြီးလား share ပြီးတော့ပါ
hardest group, not only in terms of teams to try and qualify, but also to predict. I have no idea who's going to make it.
Yeah, and if we're talking about that, we gotta now actually talk about Yangon Galacticos because they are the defending champions. And to be fair with this squad, besides winning PMWC last year, we haven't really seen them at all, Max. Like they have been non-existent. They weren't able to make it to PMGC. They weren't able to make it even to PMGO Season 1. This will be their chance to show up, and they're here not because they ended up qualifying, because they ended up getting invited back.
Look, I rewatched PMWC last year, right? The broadcast just a few days ago, and I'm gonna repeat what I said back then. Is that we know that when a circle comes their way, they can get big games, especially focused around those placement points. Podiums were quite consistent for these guys. But I want to see them get wins when the circle is shifting away from them. If they do that, I think they're going to show that they can do what it needs to try and hopefully qualify to the finals, and after that, make it and become the champions here at PMWC 2026. So slight changes in the aggression would be required, but Yangon, of course, they made it before. Maybe they can make it happen again here in good old Paris.
Hopefully we see it happen. I mean, yeah, you're right. We haven't really seen much of them when it comes to this year. And we actually casted PMMI together. And we saw them, in 2026 make something happen on, in my opinion, one of the toughest lobbies we have seen this entire year. And they ended up in 22nd place. So not the performance they wanted, right? But this is their bounce back opportunity. They're coming in as the defending champs. I hope they put in just a little bit of extra work to say, you know what? let's go back to back, baby. Let's make it happen.
If we're talking about underperformers, we definitely have to talk about none other than Alpha 7. Because Alpha 7, I'm sorry, Brazil. I'm sorry, Alpha 7 fans. Because they have been having one of the worst years possible ever since winning PMGC last year. Yes, they performed so well. You could see how much it meant to them when they ended up lifting up that trophy for PMGC. At one point, I actually thought Rio was going to retire. But this one has been non-existent so far this year.
It's tough to watch, right? Because this squad has won pretty much everything when it comes to international events. But when you look at this year, it is shocking to just see such an underperformance. And it's going to hurt their legacy if they don't make it happen.
Yeah, true. I mean, actually, I want to bring up a topic that you mentioned to me during PMMI, which is you talked to them right after PMGO Season 1, and they said they didn't prep right. And I hope they prep going into this one, because otherwise this is going to look pretty bad going into this lobby and the group of death, as some of you guys call it.
Well, don't forget, we actually got a chance to talk about with Rebel, and he did say we did a lot more prep.
တန်တို့ကျွန်တော်တန်တို့တော့မလို့ပါဘူးဘယ်ချိန်မှစမှာ6နိုင်မှစမှာလားမဟုတ်သေးပါဘူးကြားလိုက်တာကြီးအောင်နော်ခဏလေး YouTube မှာလည်းမစသေးဘူး
Hi, Colaris here at PMWC for day number 1 of Group B. I've got the man.
ဟုတ်ပါဟာကြားနေပြီဝင်လာပြီ
Obviously, it's been a bit of a mixed bag this year. Obviously,
ကဲအားလုံးပဲအစင်ကြီးလားကျွန်တော် TikTok ကဘော်လာတွေ YouTube ကဘော်လာတွေ Facebook ကဘော်လာတွေအားလုံးပဲအစင်ကြီးထဲတော့ညီဆိုအောင်လို့လား
We're feeling confident. We did like very good preparation, so we are ready for everything who comes to in our base. So we're gonna face them. We're gonna fight them. And who wants to fight with us? We're gonna fight, and is that.
So obviously, you guys with Gizao and Obscure, you've had big highs, PMGC, but obviously some kind of lows here and there. How was the overall synergy with the team so far? Because it's kind of still a bit of a fresh roster move as a whole.
I think like when it got on PMGO and PMI, our synergy got a bit low because like we lost, and it happens with all the teams. So now we are feeling good. We are confident. Our synergy is really, really good. And then I like the team. The team is taking the EWC, so we are ready.
All right, any final thoughts for this as it does go on? Obviously, PMWC is a very important tournament for you guys as a whole. So did you watch out on the groups yesterday? That's what I kind of want to know. Did you watch the results? Were you surprised by anything from them?
Yeah, it was a surprise like OG. I think they are a really good team, but they are getting experience. So I'm happy for they qualify for the finals. And like for Tsarits, I mean, also a really great team, and now the other 3 teams are really good. So I was just surprised by OG.
Good result for Group B. You're going to be coming out strong.
Yeah, we
စေရင်ဘယ်လောက်ပြရမလဲနိုင်ရမကျွန်တော် Telegram မှာစာကြံပေးပါမယ်ခင်ဗျာဟာဘာလို့နော်ခဏဆောင်ပါဦးဟိုရန်ပွဲလေးနဲ့အားပေးလိုက်မယ် Facebook မှာ comment တော့ဖတ်လိုက်အောင်မလားဟာကြားရအောင်ရတယ်ခေါင်းမလာသေးဘူးဟာ what the hell bro
see a win in the first game if they want to be able to start off strong.
They can't mess around. I'm so glad to hear that he's feeling good going into this tournament because they need to do good, right? They have not hit a single final this year, and it's shocking after such a massive win. But let's go ahead and dive a little bit into their numbers so far. So you look at what they did in PMGO Season 1. It was only 6 matches. They got a 3rd place in that Game 1, but couldn't even crack the top 10 afterwards. 19 points total, 14 eliminations, only 5 placement points in that tournament. Then you go to PMMI, that big tough tournament, 24th place in 12 games of underperformance. And you look at their numbers as well, 39 total points, 32 eliminations, 7 placement points. So out of all those games, we see a ton of eliminations, but those placements are gone. So they need to start. They have the firepower, but they got to get to late game.
One team that I know has that firepower is none other than Hora and also Nunshim Red Force. I gotta give you some love. You gotta come on, hype up my boy Hyunbin.
Oh yeah, also XEY really good. But Hyunbin, Hyunbin, he's kind of built different. But no, these 2 teams, Hora Esports from the bar and the side of Hyunbin and the boys right from Nunshim Red Force were looking really, really strong recently. And Nunshim Red Force in particular, one big threat that this team kind of poses in this tournament is that they won by smash rolling. The only ever smash rolling win in a global event in PUBG Mobile Esports history. If they make it to the finals right away from Group B, I'm telling you guys, they're going to go out blasting, hoping to get that PMWC trophy.
Prediction time, Max. On the spot.
What, MVP?
Nongshim Red Force? No, not MVP. Nongshim Red Force. For everybody currently watching, I want you to clip this because we can use this to reverse the Maxman curse. I'm trying to help you Sim Red Force, top 5, yes or no?
Yes, I think it's happening. Top 5. Come on, I need to support my boy Hyunbin, even though the curse is maybe a thing. I don't know. You can theorize about it.
Maybe,
but I think
maybe,
Red Force, if they don't make it top 5, it's a massive fumble.
Tàn ra rồi nó.
A huge fumble. We already
Tin
see
gì nó
some
đã.
fumbles happen in Group A as well with Ulf and Furia and some of the other squads. Now it's your time to put in your prediction. Alpha 7, top 5, survival, or bottom 3, Hot Jukes?
It's got to be top 5, right? It has to be. It's too devastating for their legacy if they don't make it into the finals. So I don't even want to see them in the survival stage. Alpha 7, please do something. Top 5. I'll cry. I will literally cry.
He will.
I will not like this at all.
You will cry.
I will. It'll be a single tear of just defeat. And,
We will bring you back with us to make sure we see that happen live. All right, for everybody, make sure you clip that and let us know and remind us if it does end up happening. But I'm with you. I think Alpha 7, we do need to see a bounce back out of this team. PMGC champions, they cannot continue to have this kind of performance here throughout this year. When we talk about some of the other squads that are also going to be in this group, we got to talk about none other than S2G. S2G is a squad that we're expecting a lot out of Turkey. It's just going to become a thing if the pressure is going to be getting to them.
I mean, S2G right now, going into PMGO Season 1 earlier this year, I was not really sold on their performance, right? I feel like a lot of us were saying back during the broadcast that they got very lucky with a few of the circles, especially on Miramar. But S2G, I think that actually right now during PMMI did really good, right? We were talking about them quite a bit, Hot Jukes, and we're like, actually, this team has leveled up. The synergy's up there. Solk's IGLing is on point. Calci in particular was putting up big numbers. So S2G, if they bring that same level of play that we just saw in PMMI, who knows? Top 5 is in the cards for this squad.
Yep.
Oh, let's see what's going to happen because we have Vitality E-Arena. Ladies and gentlemen, Group B might just be the group of death, but I think it's time we stop yapping and we actually get started with PMWC at EWC 26, Group B.
Ok. Cho Lavi. Lavia. Lavia. Okay, AB mà tay luôn. Mấy bạn như vậy mới chịu nó.
Teams have patiently waited on the sidelines for their chance to shine. Players who are hungry to make a statement on the Gadia City grid.
Bunny, yesterday 5 teams secured the spot in the final, while 3 of them saw the key crushed. Now, Group B is facing exactly the same challenge. Like, it's 12 games, 2 days, and every game counts.
That is right. Well, you know my favorite statement.
I know
you only get one chance at a first impression. I've also noticed we never even introduced ourselves yet. My name's Barney Banks, and I am your host alongside this fabulous Frenchman, Luti.
Thank you for that, Barney. But you know what? The stage looks set. The Group B is ready for battle. So it is time to introduce our team, starting with Ida Esports.
Lavi, lá gồm tay lá gồm lá. Okay, alo mẹ, chỗ xin đi xe to từng ngày nhiêu?
TT Project. ETSH Esports.
Esports.
Wolves Esports.
Thủ. Tên này là
Non-Team Red Force. Tianba. Dopeness.
Có mày chả nó.
Hustler Crew.
Kìa, quán gì lá đâu mày.
Alpha 7 Esports.
E7. Let's go. Come on. Okay, you chưa bộ lại mình làm à? Chưa bộ lại mình làm à?
Godlike Esports. GS Esports.
Yes.
Team Vitality.
S2G Esports.
OA Esports.
And finally, your defending champions of PMWC, Yangon Galacticos.
Yangon Galactico. One G.
Seen on day 2 of the group stage. The
1G,
margins
1G.
are tight. Every rotation, every elimination, every point matters.
Nous y voici. Group B is locked in and ready to go. Day 3 of the PMWC group stage at EWC 2026 starts right now.
Last year, Yangon Galacticos arrived at PMWC as underdogs. This year, they return as defending champions, with the chance to do something no team has ever done before: win the PUBG Mobile World Cup back-to-back.
They have to push now. Alpha 7 getting cut out by
Their journey to the title was anything but straightforward. After struggling to find their rhythm in the group stage, Yangon were forced to take the longer route through the survival stage. Their entire tournament came down to a single point. One fewer elimination would have ended their World Cup journey before the grand finals had even begun.
For this year, I do believe in my team because we had like a little bit of training time and we put a lot of work to that. We had a lot of discipline, so yeah.
shots back and forth, trades on either side.
But after surviving elimination, Yangon looked like a completely different team. Their rotations put them in strong positions. Their utility created openings and their confidence grew with every match. They knew when to fight, when to remain patient, and how to turn their opportunities into chicken dinners. By the end of the second day, Yangon had claimed 4 wins and moved to the top of the leaderboard. On the final day, the pressure continued to build as multiple teams became eligible to win. But Yangon remained composed, trusted their own game, and stayed at the top until the tournament was theirs.
What changed between Survivor Stage and Grand Final is especially our mindset, you know. When we competed to the Grand Final, we don't have any pressure anymore. We can give all our fully potential.
Last year, Yangon had nothing to lose. Now everything has changed. They are no longer the surprise team flying under the radar. Every opponent knows their strengths, studies their rotations, and enters the lobby determined to take their crown.
Yeah.
Being the hunter brought them the championship. Now they must learn how to compete while being hunted.
Defending champion is so much like everyone is watching on you and everyone is learning about you. It's a lot of pressure on us, but we will try our best.
No team has ever won the PUBG Mobile World Cup twice. No champion has ever successfully defended the crown. Yangon Galacticos now have the opportunity to become the first. This year, the question is no longer whether Yangon can win. It is whether anyone can stop them from doing it again. Can Yangon Galacticos make history and win PMWC back-to-back? Or will a new champion take their crown?
The stage is set. Paris is excited as the energy is starting to reach a fever pitch, and myself and Blank are in position for another exciting day. The twist in the narrative, though, Blank, is that we've changed teams. A new group, the return of the champions, and so much talent is right behind us, getting ready.
I know, they absolutely are. We have some Godlike fans with us right now, which is cool. You can imagine they're going to get pretty loud at some point today as they start to pop off, or we hope they pop off. We've got some big names coming in as well. We've got Nongshim Redfoss, Hyunbin, an absolute monster on that squad. Alpha 7 looking to potentially be just a little bit better, which isn't all that difficult considering the run that they've had this year. But it sounds like they've done a lot of preparation in the meantime, according to Revo. And again, like I said, I think Revo has cemented himself as probably the best shotgun player, close range player in the world. But I think Falak's going to give him a run for his money going forward.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised, dude. The signs of life we were seeing back in the first stage with the way that it was played, Blank, it was incredible. Do you know what's even cooler?
It is the Ancient Charm set from Yangon Galacticos. You can join the PMWC event in-game, redeem those perks for a chance at those outfits, which look fantastic, I might say.
The culture, the style, the way it's all tied in.
The
what
smiles.
Awesome. Yeah, dude, it's sick, right? I got to get me one of those. I saw him in the flesh when they came out yesterday wearing them, boy. Oh, it's he.
It is he. It is he. I mean, it is a vibe. It's a complete vibe. I love it. I need to get my hands on it in game at some point. But they were rocking it yesterday, and again, they look sweet. They look cool. I was half hoping they'd be walking out in them today, but again, the jerseys look just as cool. These guys have style on the side of Yangon.
They do indeed. Already the arena is starting to get excited. The contrast, the different fans on either side. So many teams that are being represented here. Friends, family, the coaching staff, and the onlooking fans that want to see once again another rise to success for a squad like Alpha 7, Blank. They've done it before. And what a tantalizing prospect it is having two of our champions in one group. Very different right now when you look at the current landscape for either of them. But still, they both won it.
They both won it. They're both looking to do it again. And for Yangon, it's a case of defending their title now. It was a bit of a rocky way to the top for them last time, but they made it. And like we've said before, absolute underdogs. But they've had a lot of time, a lot of focus brought into this one. A lot of training in the back end. They've had their filler arc. Now they're ready for the main event here at EWC. Let's see what they can get done. But Alpha 7, the fans, they're happy. They're looking to cheer their team on. And again, with the success Alpha 7 had this year, it is looking like they only have upwards to go, right? It can only get better.
It's very true, Blank. And it's starting to get loud in the venue. We're not even live yet, and Paris is lighting it up. You can hear the excitement. They've brought all sorts of different instruments, and they're absolutely giving it. The beat of the drum is going. Paris, are you ready for Rondo?
Get loud, because it's first game of Group B. Let's see what these teams can do. We're going straight through the middle of the map here on Rondo. Through Bamboo, past Neox. It's going to get hot. It's going to get heavy here on the first map of the day.
Just soak it in. For the viewers at home, it's a very different atmosphere from what we're feeling right now, live in the flesh, in the arena at EWC.
I can feel it on my skin. Goosebumps.
It's in the air, Blank, the excitement and anticipation. And this is before we've even seen a single Elim.
Running it through right now. Vitality out early, down towards that south side. Tiamba, Eagle sending out towards a recall beacon for the rest of the team to get out and get dirty in the mix of it. TT Project all heading over towards Fengtang.
Rondo start, no? Rondo.
Really going for a split early on the game here. Ida heading over towards Neox. Darkin have proven himself time and time again to be one of those good close range players that you want to see in those moments. But before we do kick things off on such a mad map, we do have an interview coming through.
Yo, Julian မှာနဲတာမဟုတ်ဘူးအောင်နေ
Things are already getting a little
Okay
bit
ပါ
obscure. Opens up Alpha 7 with the first elimination of the game. Godlike also going crazy over towards S2G here, Jackie.
We started off with some big opening elims straight out the gate, and that's what we want here on a battleground like Rondo. Alpha 7, what have you got in store? They usually display a ton of mechanical talent, and this would be the perfect environment to display that. And in
ယူလင်မှာနဲတာမဟုတ်ဘူးနော် squad ပါလာတယ်ဒီမှာ A7 နေပါတယ်ဗျ
we're looking for the peak up from Tiamba as they start to roam.
We're in Yulin and things are starting to get a little bit spicy. Tiamba on the outside at the moment, just looking in. They already have Eagle down towards that south side, like we said, but Jiggle is down there, and Jiggle's a bit of a difficult player to come up against. Luckily, he's on the other side of Tenlong Garden right now, so Eagle is safe for the time being. Tiamba can play a little bit less safely here.
ETSH also finding some shots over towards Aura, but they're already on 3 eliminations this game. You can see the amount of recalls already coming through here. That is a damn lot of eliminations to start things off, but we are cooling things down now.
Brief moment of respite. Arc there, trying to get the charge on point. Detonates with the stereo setup, hoping for the peek out from Necessary to see if you can get an opening. Follow up from this. That's already 2 elims on a hot drop that we've seen so far from Alpha 7. What are they going to be leaving with? That's the question.
Playing on the inside here, looking to push up over towards Necessary now. DP in hand, a good weapon for a 1v2, but pre-fire's coming through the window. It's a good one with the AKM. Will make it happen. Revo again in close range. He's nasty, but it's Loco to come up to the plate now. Grease out on the inside, will go down. The backup is there, but the backstop does get taken out. Hustler crew causing problems as Tiamba starts to flow on in.
Loco got an opportunity to reset himself as well with the meds. Just enough time to be in a good position to continue the fight, but Tiamba smell the blood in the water. Nade on the wrong side of the banister, it won't connect. Just trying to get these bandages quick so he can reply. Shotgun for the close range engagement on the peak though, not swift enough. Goodbye, Loco.
3D guns pointing at you, you're gonna go down there, no matter how crazy you are. Revo taking shots over to QZ, who has been an absolute demon in some of these lobbies earlier in the year. He absolutely showing people what he's made of over at PMI, but Revo goes down, and Alpha 7 taking a fair big hit there. They'll immediately reset on this one though. They got themselves 3 eliminations. It's the most anyone's got in the lobby so far. Decent nade though coming through from Speed on ETSH. Fair bit of damage over towards A-King. We'll have to back off the angle. Sky on the backlines though, and Aura. These guys usually dominate over towards Yulin, Jackie.
Is this going to be a usual result for them? On the periphery right now, setting up like vultures, keeping a good understanding of the landscape to see how these other teams are going to fight amongst themselves before they overcommit to anything too heavy on the investment front. ETHS had that nice nade to get a bit of chip damage off, but they've roamed as a pack round, and Sleepy could be caught. That's going to be the connection from NASA. An instant tag followed through with a flush there straight away.
Sleepy's generally like the off-anglist on the side of Aura, catches players off guard, but ETSH, they've got their eyes wide open at the moment. Circle's got some suspenders on it right now as it does lift heavy over towards the north side of the map. E-Arena is in position on a bit of a split right now. E-Arena, 10k. Finding Manya from Godlike. Should be able to get that res back up again. There's over towards the north side of the map. E-Arena, like I said before, playing on a 2-2 split, so they've got to play aggressive there. They've got to puff out the chest, ensure that teams don't get too comfortable in that region, because they're trying to confirm on both sides of the river here, Jackie.
You got to fight for that control. And the battle against Aura is still continuing right here, right now, with Tiamba also taking a piece out of them. Nilu on the rock up on the roadside. Good spot down towards the hill. Fine speed. Great reply. Nearly the double up as well, Blank.
Incredible reactions there coming through from Milu, and I mean, he's been doing a lot of work right now. Good shots from the sidelines, though. That's QZ starting to make himself well known. Fajita now left, kind of scrambling inside of Yulin, unsure how he wants to play this one out. Needs to get an air over towards QZ, isolate the singular player, knows roughly where he is. That's 12k on the stair line. Now realizes he has to back this one up now. Misses the nade, will head upstairs. A-King gets some shots. It's an easy pick off for QZ. Tiamba up to 6 elims on the game already. We're looking at 1 a minute at the moment.
They're starting to rise. Taking pole position right now into the game. Meanwhile, you got the setup here with S2G up close and personal. A compound clash between the two. Dopeness, what can you do? SMG on the clear, runs into the pre-fire of Kamikaze, so that's an easy conversion for an elimination point, bringing them down to 3 players in this elaborate fight.
Very curious to see how S2G does this tournament. There was some luck earlier in the year that gave some fortuitous opportunities to get further into the circuit. But all these players are strong in their own right. They just haven't had those shining moments at the moment, but this clear looks good. feel like S2G's been putting a lot of work in the back end at the moment. It's starting to show right now up against Dopeness at least. And even if it was a fairly easy clear, the way they were going about it, the 2-2s, the jumps around the corner, felt coordinated. It's usually what Turkish teams are so good at as well, is that synergy, that coordination, which is why it did feel so out of character for S2G in the past to be so unlinked with one another.
You got to have the basics down, and the protocols look nice there, at least, with the way they played off each other. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Squads on the move up towards the zone right now as well, getting themselves into position. Curious, Blank,
my
how this is going to go for A7.
Rondo is Danching because we can get many eliminations there. We have a good strategy to play on Danching.
And we are back in with it. Just a quick interview with Vitality very, very quickly there. See him on screen right now, rotating round, but not yet to get a single elimination on board. Next circle shift now, Jackie, over towards the west-hand side here. Wolves feeling quite good about this, but for Alpha 7, this is a really, really nice opportunity for them. As they swing around the western side, they try to cut in early. They're right next to a res beacon as well, so they can hold off other teams that they like, but this is a super hard shift. A lot of teams on that eastern side feeling fairly uncomfortable. GS team now needs to re-rotate back over towards where they just came from on the north side of the map.
So far, so good for the excitement factor here. And I'm sure you can hear that as well. The fans getting amped up as this one starts to kick off.
Guizhou driving on through. Circle starts to close in. Yangon Galacticos starting down towards test track, now looking to move over towards the rest of the team. Hustler crew also roaming on that north side, looking towards that high ground, right, to get a little bit more scouting through, but it's feeling more and more likely it's going to drop back down towards the southwest side, sit around Stadium. But again, Stadium's such a big place, so isolated, that cuts out quite a bit of the area. You don't really want to be playing on the northeast side either, Jackie. So you are locked in region. We also have the lake down towards that southwest side that sits on the slope downwards. This is awkward terrain.
Going to result in an even higher elevated level needed from some of our squads to play around it with the way the circle's been developing. Close grouping here as well. Once again, singing the praises of S2G in the first fight we saw from them. As they are collapsed upon on their advance, how do they display themselves? They're going to be able to hold themselves nicely. Could be a chance for an engagement forced upon them as well. It's TT and Nonshin that are not too far away.
Checking the top side of Stadium there makes sense as well. A lot of times you leave a player up there. It's a cheeky maneuver, get some shots out, but S2G keeping their sides clear right now. I like playing up against this pillar as well. You can basically cut off one side of the map to you and only deal with players trying to aggress on either edge. So I think that's a good shout from S2G so far. They're a very central position to work with off the back of that. And even so, they can catch players moving through. Godlike's taken a slower approach on the north side. I like it though. I think what they're trying to go for right now is leave that two-man over towards the northern edge, ensure that teams coming through from Nanshuan don't catch them off guard in future, so that high ground's going to be super critical for that factor in future. Alpha 7 also with a bit of a split lineup on that northern edge, looking for something very, very similar here. These guys are committed, actually, even dropping the emergency cover flares here too on S2G. Oh, mate.
Well, big shift on it. The investment there of the cover flares, like you say, not really going to pay too many dividends for them, as it will be taken out of play quite quickly. So they're going to be thinking about the future rotations that are still yet to come for them. Meanwhile, on the move on our screens right now, you can see Alpha 7, a squad that's got a lot of excitement behind them. Right here, right now. Taking on Wolves could be the potential pipeline for them to get into a good position. Started it off nicely with the opening 3 elims. Nade towards Carrillo. It's big chip damage, Blank.
It's a struggle at the moment. Nade over the top here. One more airburst might do the trick. Goes incredibly low. Has to lob one back of his own. Will scare Elementrix a little bit, but it's only about 20% of the HP taken off, and he looks to keep the aggression up. Carrillo gets another first aid kit through, but the vehicle is absolutely stomped out right now. He might be able to get it a little bit of a distance out of there, but Alpha 7 knows that they need to get a move on. Stadium being such a big feature of this next circle as well leaves E-Arena in a really good spot, but how has Tiamba managed to squeak their way in?
Tiamba that was showing its incredible form in terms of the fight, at least early on the drops. If they get into a devilishly good position with what they've shown, maybe that could be a bit of a dark horse twist in the narrative for them going into game 1 on Rondo.
GS limping over. Milu opens up over towards Schweppes though. The off-angle